Okay, here we are. Hi,
We're late,
everybody.
but we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're late, but we're here. Yes, we're late, but we're here. And it was. This kind of reminds me of because just how my day's going a little bit, which I'm laughing about. Look at me laughing in the face of struggle. But it's so funny because this morning I changed up my routine a little bit, Rachel.
Mm.
I
Which
am
is
waiting like an hour and a half before I have caffeine. You might already do this.
sometimes I play around with it, but not normally. So I know that this is not. It's a struggle.
Yes. And so I was doing my little morning ride. Somebody gifted me a Peloton. I'm just so grateful. And I haven't signed up for the monthly deal, but I'm using their free thing. And it was a new new person who's free uh leading the class. And I loved when she said, if you're struggling, it's okay. It's okay to struggle.
Yeah, it means you're
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
the
Yeah.
struggle is the
And
evidence of growth.
mm. Now,
Because
Rachel,
if you're not
yeah,
struggling, if it's easy, it's the
you're
same.
coasting. Yeah.
And that there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we
Right.
gotta coast. Sometimes we struggle, and then we gotta like settle into it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's easy, if you're not uncomfortable, if
Mm-hmm.
then you're not growing in that area. You might be growing somewhere
Mm-hmm.
else, but in that area,
Mm-hmm.
you're not growing. When you're
Yeah.
growing, it's hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I like that. I'm gonna take that with me.
Mhm.
It's okay to struggle. Yeah, because it's proof of working on growth.
It's proof of the growth, and I think it's a great litmus test or a great check-in when I work with clients and we're building habits and creating behaviors that they want to keep going and keep doing.
Mm-hmm.
We start small. We talk about this a lot, right? We start small. We do
Mm.
tiny habits, baby steps, so that it's doable and approachable, and so you can get into the groove. But then a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't quite know when to grow or scale their
Mm.
habits.
Mm-hmm.
When's
Mm-hmm.
the right time to add more reps to my weights or a
Right.
longer walk? Or when's the right time to change more things about my diet or my sleep?
Mm.
The answer is when whatever you've tried to do has become easy and
Mhm.
normalized, and it's
Yeah.
no longer a struggle.
Yeah. Ooh,
And yeah,
okay. Uh-huh. There
and
you
there
go.
are some habits and behaviors we do that are kind of always a rub. I put exercise in this category because there are very
Mm.
few people I've ever heard who do exercise effortlessly, and that it's
Right.
never one of those things that they have to kind of like get up in the morning and do. There are days where
Right.
it's hard to do. Um,
Right.
uh, you can only normalize exercise so much. It's sort of almost always hard to do because it's
Right.
like getting out the door,
Mhm.
getting your shoes on or whatever. But
Right. Yeah, there's a little kinetic, but yeah, kinetic energy you have to overcome. Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's getting up to do the thing that's usually the hardest part. If
Mhm.
you've been practicing it for a while, whatever the habit is, and you've got some good routines around it, once you
Mhm.
start, typically the habit takes over and does it for you. It's kind of
Right.
like, it's
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this isn't what we were trying to talk about today, but I want to make one more point is that
Yeah.
struggling may look a little different than spinning my wheels.
Ah,
Mm.
yeah. And you
Mhm.
were spinning your wheel today, but
I was.
it was a different kind of a spinning
It
your
was
wheel.
a different kind of spin.
You weren't spinning your wheels. You were spinning
Right,
your
right. I wasn't getting nowhere. I was going nowhere, but but yeah, so if I'm struggling and getting nowhere, that maybe be that's an invitation to
Mhm.
step back and kind of take another look,
Right. Right. Yeah, that's
ask
a
a better
great point.
question. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. What am I actually,
Mhm.
what are the results I'm actually looking for? What am I actually trying to accomplish? Sometimes we're trying to accomplish
Mhm,
many things
mhm,
with one habit, and
mhm.
that habit isn't capable of solving all of those
Mm.
problems you're trying to solve. So
Right. Ooh,
ask your
good.
different
Ooh.
questions. Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, good. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are we talking about today? We're talking about our words for the year, and I think
Mhm.
we both shared them last week.
I think so. I think we did. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right. Rachel, remind me what yours is because I've forgotten.
That's okay because you're trying to focus on your word of the year, not mine, right? So you've got your focus. Yeah. So we wanted to kind of wrap up the past month of the word of the year and kind of now look ahead of what it looks like for the year. So
Right.
my word for the year is optimize. And I'm applying it to, yeah, I haven't done the acronym yet. In fact, I'm going to make a note really quick. Because I do want to expand it out a little bit like you did for play.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
expanded it with an acronym. So I do want to do that because I think it helps expand the word a little bit. But for me, optimize can apply to my health journey and strategies. My fitness levels is kind of one of the areas I really want to optimize. I want to optimize my nutrition. Um, and my work. Those are probably the three main
Mhm.
categories. Um, Actually, my faith walk too, my
Right.
spiritual life. Um, and so, what optimize means for me, and I mentioned this last week, is taking what I have learned and all the resources and things I have available to me right now, and optimize what I have.
Mhm.
I don't need to keep searching and adding more
Right.
education in some of these areas. I just need to just apply and do. So that's kind of where that word comes from for me.
Mhm.
How about you? Tell us or remind us again about play for you.
Yes, yes, my word was play. You remembered that? That's good, good.
It's
Yeah, awesome,
it's a fun one.
awesome memory. Yeah, yeah, and then around, just bringing forward kind of the things I've been working on in the last couple of years, that's kind of trying to find the sense of peace in my life as far as, being present with the person who is in front of me, and then also not eliminating hurry. So, yeah, so bringing forward that idea of peace, and then not taking life so seriously that I can't laugh. So L was and then just continuing to be aware of my thoughts and what's true and what might not be true, or what used to be true which is no longer true, or what served
Mhm.
me, and then why am I still thinking that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And then just youthfulness kind of, yeah.
The youthful playfulness of it. I love
Yes. Yeah, and it really, so we want to talk a little bit about how we use this,
it. Hmm.
um, to maybe to orient our day or orient our week, or in our planning kind of a
Right.
thing, how we use the word. And it's already been helpful for me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already in your mind. It's already, even like when
Already
you
been-
started our conversation today, you said, even though the day's been a little bit of a struggle, you're laughing at it. You're bringing a levity to it, not being so
yeah,
serious.
right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, my husband and I went away last weekend, and we've never done this before. It was a very spontaneous like thing. Well, it wasn't so much spontaneous. We planned it, but just we've never actually, gone to a concert in another outside of the area. We don't really go to concerts anyway, unless our
Hmm.
friends are going to say, "Hey, you want to come along?" We're saying, "Okay." But this time, we planned to go to a concert in Sacramento. So, and we, planned all around it in the area. There's wine countries. So we planned some, wine tasting. And then we got together with new friends who are our daughter-in-law's parents. So we, planned activities with them. And then we had this, a special restaurant picked out who somebody had recommended. And then, we had the concert. So we had all these things. We've never done anything like that before. So it was fun. That was very playful and very fun.
Yes.
Anyway, and everything's turning out well. And then as we're driving back from visiting with our daughter-in-law's parents, I get a text on my phone that the whole reason that we went to Sacramento to go to this concert was postponed, canceled.
So then what happened? What's the pivot?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he's like, I mean, the whole play mentality just took over and mindset. And it's like, what else? We've had so much fun so far. What else fun is there to do around here? So, yeah. So we found some other things to enjoy, and we just rolled with it.
Out of your control anyway. So why dwell on it or be upset, and use it as an opportunity to kind of pivot in another fun way and kind of find a new spontaneous thing to do.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
how are you remembering this word, this play and laugh and aware and youthful, and what's your strategy to remember and apply every day?
Right. Well, I write it down in my journal, and I'm not a person who journals, I don't write missiles or whatever. But I kind of jot ideas down, more of a journaling thing. And so, I start my day with that, and that's a good reminder. I haven't thought about other things and writing it down, but that's a good thought. What other things could you do? I suppose I could print off the word and paste it to my bathroom mirror or whatever.
Right. Especially as you just made me think of, as we go into the year, usually January, February, March, were our word of the year or our New Year's resolutions and things are pretty top of the mind. It's easier to kind of stick with it. It's as the year goes that we tend to forget or drop off.
Right.
And so it might be helpful, for everybody listening, we're kind of brainstorming strategies to apply it to your whole year, not just your whole life, but your whole year, and what will it look like. And my first thought just came to mind was to start to identify areas in my life where I forget to optimize. There's going to be areas where it's more top of the mind. There's going to be areas where I'm thinking about this and I've journaled, or I've got a sticky note, or I've got my my morning reminder that pops up and I read it and it tells me. Yeah. So but there's probably going to be some areas that I forget to apply it, that I forget to this template over these categories. And so, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's a great thought, because I can already think of how am I going to apply play to like hard conversations.
Ooh, that's a great question. That is a great question. Yeah. How will I optimize my conversations? Optimize my communication? Similar kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it gets you thinking about the value of the word of the year for a person. What is the value there, and what areas do you want it? And the word of the year for some of you listening might be really specific and for one small area of your life. That's okay too. If it doesn't necessarily apply to all parts of your life, don't worry about that. Hone in. In fact, it will be probably easier for you to kind of really laser focus on the thing that you're trying to do. But if you're thinking of something that's broader and more umbrella, and you really want to apply it to your whole year, and maybe even a reminder mid-year, June, July, check in with my word of the year. Put an event in your calendar that pops up, a reminder. And that might be a good check-in point, halfway point, to say, does the word still make sense to me? Does it still apply? Is it still life-giving, or has it kind of lost its fizz? And I need to, either recommit to it or get a new word. And then what could it look like to apply to the second half of the year?
Yeah, those are all good ideas about, putting it in your calendar. Thinking about, it's gonna be easy in these areas, XYZ, and planning vacation, or time with friends and family, that sort of thing. That's easy.
Mhm.
Where is it gonna be challenging? Yes. And then well, it kind of reminds me, like, reading my commitment, or my goal, or my word, reading it every day, just kind of
Mhm.
reminding me of it. And I think the daily, that daily commitment is
Mhm.
very helpful, beneficial. Sometimes it feels obligatory or duty, but really it's meant for my formation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I can change my mindset on that, it's not a legalistic thing. It's for my benefit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of the analogy is like a backyard fence. You
Mm.
know, the kid is not safe outside the fence. They're too young. They'll get lost. So the parent puts the fence up, but to the kid, it feels like you're locking me in. I'm in jail. You've
Yeah.
trapped me. But really, it's for the safety and the freedom of the child to fully
Mhm.
explore in the
Mhm.
backyard.
Yeah.
It's for their benefit, and so yeah, we can either set goals, set commitments, build habits that feel like a restriction or a law or a rule. We can think of it that way, we can talk about it that way, we can believe it in our hearts, and that's how it will feel. Or we change that language, we transform that language. And when I recommit every morning, it's with life-giving language and great
Mhm.
compassion language, rather than obligatory or a rule or restrictive in some way.
Yeah. Right,
Mhm.
right, right. Yeah, it's abundance versus scarcity. Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm. And the
yeah.
version of me who wrote that commitment,
Mhm.
um, is is a version of me that I wanted, I want, that was
Right,
fully
right.
she was fully in control and in charge of her capacities,
Mhm.
right? The version of me who wrote that was in a growth-minded headspace. She had
Mhm.
been spending time reading and thinking and journaling and exploring and dreaming. Um, she put the work in. She analyzed her life and what she wants, and she
Mhm.
wrote that, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't some off the cuff thing, and it wasn't a restrictive, mean version of me who was
Right,
trying to
right.
like
Yeah,
pin me
yeah.
down.
That's right. So if a different part of yourself shows up tomorrow and sees the word, and you're like, "Oh," yeah, you have to remember that version of you who did all that work, and offer some respect, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, respect.
yeah.
And that can maybe shift your
Mhm,
mindset like that. Yeah.
mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the version of me that shows up in a morning feeling sad, tired, overwhelmed, stressed, moody, grumpy, resistant, that's not the real me, right? It's a version of me. It's a feeling, it's a moment, but it's not, I don't wanna lead with that person, right? She shows up
Right.
and I accept and acknowledge these things, and I might have to kinda, like, work through it over a couple of days. But this
Mhm.
isn't the person I'm trying to become,
Right.
so why would I take her advice? She's not super smart. It's okay, but why would I take her advice? When you look around, you're looking for a role model, the people's advice that you wanna
Yeah,
take,
right.
and
Yeah,
you're like, "Ma,
yeah.
like you, but I'm not taking your advice. You're great, and I will love you to the day I die, but I'm not taking advice."
Yeah, that's good,
Oh,
good. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Okay. Well, Rachel, I've been wondering how you settling in where you are. Yeah, in your
it's
new
going
space.
Yeah, much better. This week has been a little
Mm.
better. We took a 2-day little trip, a quick trip to Sedona to explore.
Mhm.
That was really
Mhm.
fun. Um, and we're settling in, and I'm really enjoying the Zoe cookbook that you gifted me for
Oh,
Christmas.
good.
We've
Yay.
been cooking through it, and tonight we're actually making a recipe. It's a artichoke and anchovy pasta.
Wow.
I know. So we're gonna do
Fun.
some lentil penne pasta, lentil based penne pasta. It's also got chickpeas in it, and then it's got like a seed mix. There's like a sprinkle, a top. I don't know. It's just different. It's a bunch of things I've eaten and I like, but then I've never put them together
Mhm.
like this.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's got
That
peas
sounds
in it.
great.
Yeah.
Wish. Yeah, we're headed over to Bend actually, to my sister's, and my sister and I are flying out tomorrow from Redmond to go see my mother for her 85th birthday. And I thought it would
Oh,
be fun to, travel with her rather than, just end up there
yeah.
together. Yeah. So anyway, making that trip. And then she said, "Hey, how about dinner?" So she's making dinner tonight, but and my daughter is joining us, and she's bringing a salad. I'm bringing the sourdough bread that's been frozen now, and so it's been a whole grain. So it's got a whole grain check mark. It's got
Uh-huh.
the fermented check mark, and now since it's been frozen and thawed out, it also has the resistant starch check mark. So
Awesome. Now, did you make this
yeah,
sourdough?
I didn't make this one,
Okay.
but it came from it's just a lovely bakery in Corvallis. Yeah, they have a 100-year-old starter. My son says, "Mom, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter." I was like, "Okay, well, I think it's cool."
I'm still impressed. I
Yeah,
I want to say that my sourdough is 100 years old. I think
yeah,
that's cool.
yeah,
It's from the
yeah,
Viking paddles, right? I think about the
yeah,
Vikings and their beer
yeah.
paddles and how, you know.
The new thing that I'm adding, I'm making my favorite lemon vinaigrette dressing, but I'm using a Meyer lemon infused olive oil from a local. Um,
Oh,
uh,
yum.
yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, that's going to just add such a
Yeah,
huge pop of flavor.
yeah,
Oh, so
little
good.
bam.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yum.
All right.
Sounds
All
delicious.
right. Well, okay. Happy, thinking about your word, still thinking
Mhm.
about your words and, how you can apply them, small spaces or larger spaces throughout
Yeah,
your year. Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. We'll see you
All
next
right.
time.
Everybody, we'll see you
Okay.
next week. Take care.
Bye-bye.